Listen to me for just 10 seconds, 7 days. That's all I'm asking for. Not forever. Not a lifetime, just 7 days where you stop abandoning yourself. Because the truth is, your life hasn't been stuck. You have been stuck in patterns you never questioned. Now, hear this slowly. Change does not begin with motivation. Change begins with decision, a quiet, grounded, non-negotiable decision that says, I am no longer willing to live on autopilot. For the next 7 days, you are not trying to become perfect. You are not fixing everything. You are interrupting what's been draining you. Most people don't need more information. They need more honesty. Honesty about where they numb, where they avoid, where they stay small, because it feels safer than being seen. So for day 1, this is your only job. Stop lying to yourself about what hurts. Notice what you rush past. Notice what makes your chest tighten. Notice the conversations you avoid, the feelings you drown in noise, scrolling people, or silence that isn't peaceful. It's heavy. Write it down. Not to judge it, but to name it. Because what you name, you can face. And what you face loses its power over you. This week is not about adding more. It's about dropping what is costing you your energy, your truth, your self-respect. 7 days from now, you won't be a new person, but you will be awake, and waking up changes everything. If you want to change your life in 7 days, then hear this. Your mornings are not neutral. They either move you toward courage or quietly pull you back into comfort. Most people wake up and immediately give their power away to notifications, to other people's emergencies, to yesterday's fears dressed up as today's thoughts. For the next 7 days, your morning begins with intentional silence, not productivity, presence. Before you check your phone, before you speak to anyone, before the world tells you who to be, you sit with yourself for 10 minutes. And I know what you're thinking. I don't have time. But what you really mean is, I'm afraid of what I'll feel if I stop. Because silence has a way of telling the truth. It shows you what you've been avoiding. It brings up the questions you've buried under business. So you breathe slow, deep, unrushed. You place a hand on your chest and ask one brave question. What do I need today to stay aligned with myself? Not what do I need to achieve? Not who do I need to impress? But what do I need to stay honest? Some mornings, the answer will be rest. Some mornings, boundaries. Some mornings, action that scares you. Honor it. This practice builds something rare, self-trust. And when you trust yourself, you stop looking for permission. You stop explaining your choices. You stop abandoning yourself just to be liked. This is not a soft habit. It's a brave one. Because the people who change their lives don't start by changing the world. They start by meeting themselves every morning without running away. If you want real change in 7 days, you cannot stay silent where honesty is required. Silence can be peaceful, but it can also be self-betrayal. Every day for the next 7 days, you will speak one hard truth, not cruel, not dramatic, just honest. Because unspoken truths don't disappear. They turn into resentment. They harden into exhaustion. They show up as anxiety, numbness, and quiet anger at people who never even knew what you needed. Courage is not about confrontation. It's about clarity. Maybe the truth is, I need more time. I can't keep doing this. That hurt me. I'm overwhelmed. I need help. And yes, your voice might shake. Your heart might race. That doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're brave in real time. For years, you may have believed that being low maintenance made you lovable, that staying quiet kept the peace. But peace that costs you your voice is not peace, it's disappearance. So today, you choose presence over approval. You choose respect over being liked. And here's the truth no one tells you when you speak honestly. Some people will pull away. Let them. The ones who are meant to stay will lean in. The rest were only comfortable with the version of you that stayed silent. By the end of this week, you won't just feel lighter. You'll feel clean on the inside. Because nothing builds self-respect faster than knowing you didn't abandon yourself when it mattered most. If you want your life to change in 7 days, you must stop spending your energy like it's unlimited. It isn't. And every yes you give out of guilt is a quiet theft from yourself. You were never meant to be available to everyone. You were meant to be available to what matters. For the next 7 days, you will pause before responding, not to manipulate, not to withdraw, but to check in with your body. Because your body always tells the truth before your mind catches up. Notice the heaviness when you say yes but mean no. Notice the tightness when you over-explain. Notice the fatigue that comes from carrying responsibilities that were never yours. This is where boundaries begin, not as walls, but as clarity. A boundary sounds like, I can't commit to that right now. I need to think about it. That doesn't work for me. No apology attached. No long story. No self-betrayal disguised as kindness. And here's the hard part. Some people will be disappointed. Let them be. Discomfort is not danger. Their reaction is not your responsibility. You are not selfish for choosing rest. You are not rude for choosing honesty. You are not cold for choosing yourself. This week, notice how much energy returns to you when you stop leaking it everywhere. Notice how your nervous system settles when you stop explaining your worth. This is how confidence is built, not by becoming louder, but by becoming clear. If you want to change your life in 7 days, stop breaking promises to yourself in private. Because every time you say, I'll do it later, and don't, something inside you learns not to trust you. Self-trust is not built through big declarations. It's built through small, boring, consistent acts of integrity. For the next 7 days, choose one simple promise you will keep, no matter what, not 10. 1. Maybe it's, I will walk for 10 minutes. I will drink water before coffee. I will write one honest page. I will go to bed when I'm tired, because the goal is not performance. The goal is proof. Make it small enough that you can't negotiate with it. Proof that when you say something to yourself, it matters. Most people are incredibly loyal to everyone else. They show up, they deliver, they overextend. But with themselves, they cancel. They postpone. They disappear. This week, you stop doing that. When you keep one promise a day, something shifts quietly. You stand taller. You hesitate less. You stop looking outside for reassurance. Because confidence is not arrogance. It's self-agreement. By day 5, you'll notice that your inner voice softens. The self-criticism loses volume. The doubt no longer runs the room. This is how you become someone you can rely on. And once you trust yourself, you stop tolerating what requires you to shrink. If you want your life to change in 7 days, you must stop waiting to feel ready. Readiness is a myth. Courage comes after action, not before it. Every day this week, you will choose one uncomfortable thing. Not overwhelming, not reckless, just honest discomfort. Send the message you've been rewriting. Make the appointment you've been avoiding. Sit with an emotion instead of escaping it. Ask the question that might change the answer. Discomfort is not a sign you're doing something wrong. It's a signal that you're expanding. Most people numb discomfort the moment it appears. They scroll, they snack, they stay busy, they stay small. But discomfort is where growth lives. It's the doorway you've been walking past because it asked too much of you. This week, you stop running. You let your hands shake. You let your voice tremble. You let your heart beat faster. And then you notice something powerful, you survive it. Not only that, you come out stronger, clearer, more grounded in yourself. Each uncomfortable act builds emotional muscle, and emotional muscle creates resilience. By day 6, fear starts losing its authority. It no longer makes your decisions. It no longer dictates your timing. Because the bravest people aren't fearless. They're just willing to feel temporary discomfort for permanent self-respect. If you want to change your life in 7 days, you must loosen your grip on being understood by everyone, because chasing understanding from the wrong people is exhausting. You've been explaining yourself to people who were never listening, defending choices that were never up for debate, shrinking your truth to make it easier to swallow. This week, you stop performing your pain. You learn this powerful truth: being misunderstood is not a failure. It's often a side effect of growth. When you change, people who benefited from the old version of you will feel uncomfortable. They may question you, label you, distance themselves. Let them. You are not here to be digestible. You are here to be honest. Releasing the need to be understood frees an incredible amount of energy. Energy you can use to listen to yourself, to trust your instincts, to move forward without constant validation. This does not mean you stop communicating with care. It means you stop over explaining out of fear. Say what's true. Do what's aligned. Then let go of the outcome. By day 7 approaching, you'll notice a shift. You feel calmer, more rooted, less reactive. Because when you no longer chase approval, you stop handing other people the power to define you. This is emotional freedom. If you want your life to change in 7 days, you must change how you speak to yourself when you fall short. Because shame does not create growth. It creates paralysis. Notice your inner voice. Is it harsh, demanding, unforgiving? That voice was learned. And what was learned can be unlearned. This week, when you make a mistake and you respond with curiosity instead of cruelty. You say, what happened? What do I need right now? What can this teach me self? Compassion is not letting yourself off the hook. It's giving yourself a stable place to stand while you grow. Most people believe they need to be harder on themselves to improve. But the opposite is true. People grow faster when they feel safe with themselves. When you stop attacking yourself, your nervous system relaxes. And when your nervous system relaxes, clarity returns. By day 8, you'll notice fewer emotional crashes, less spiraling, more resilience. You start recovering faster. You start trying again instead of quitting. This is how healing happens, not through punishment, but through presence. Compassion says, I see you. I'm not leaving. And when you stop leaving yourself in moments of imperfection, your life begins to feel steadier, stronger, real. If you want your life to change in 7 days, you must reduce the noise that keeps you disconnected from yourself. Because constant stimulation feels like living, but it's often avoidance. You don't need more input. You need more space. This week, you intentionally create moments of stillness. No phone. No background noise. No multitasking. Just you and your breath. Stillness will feel uncomfortable at first, because silence has a way of bringing buried emotions to the surface. Grief you postponed. Anger you swallowed. Truths you delayed. Let them come. Stillness is not emptiness. It's integration. When you sit without distraction, your nervous system recalibrates. Your thoughts slow. Your body exhales. And in that quiet, something important happens. You hear yourself again. You remember what matters. You reconnect with your values. You recognize which fears are real and which are just habits. By day 9, clarity starts replacing confusion. Decisions feel less forced. Your intuition speaks louder, because when you stop drowning in noise, your inner wisdom doesn't have to shout. Stillness teaches you that peace is not found outside of you. It's accessed when you finally stop running. 7 days ago, you didn't change your entire life. You changed how you showed up in it. You stopped abandoning yourself in small, quiet ways. You spoke when it mattered. You rested without apology. You chose courage over comfort again and again. And that matters more than you realize, because real transformation doesn't arrive loudly. It arrives subtly through alignment, through honesty, through self-respect practiced daily. After these 7 days, you may not feel fearless, but you will feel grounded. You will trust yourself more. You will recognize when something is not right, and you will no longer ignore it. You've learned this truth. You don't need to become someone else to change your life. You need to come home to yourself. And from this place, you make better choices. You attract healthier connections. You stop settling for what drains you. So don't ask, will my life change? Ask instead, will I keep choosing myself even when it's uncomfortable? Because at the moment you do, over and over again, your life has no choice but to follow. This is not the end. This is the beginning of living awake,